You'll see just like popped up and took over. Anyway, I was at Climax of Night in end of October, I believe, over there in beautiful Atlanta, Georgia. And I was hanging out with the French bread gamers. So I thought that I would, look through some of the videos, some of the pictures, and give you guys a little recap of the shenanigans that went on. Now, this is kind of... Maybe I shouldn't start with this picture, because I'm starting from the end. This was the final night. So maybe we'll come back to this picture, right? But notice the mocha out of the corner of the eye. Notice the chocolate cake. Notice the entire room kneeling to BB. But I'll tell you guys a little bit more about that in a sec. So, oh, this is so nice. I have the pictures over in Discord, and I can just alt-tab. So, I got to do commentary over at Climax of Night, which was very, very fun. Obviously, I'm pretty new to the French bread scene as a whole, so definitely an honor to get to yap with the homies over there. This was a very, very interesting picture taken of me by Goon, who actually didn't get to say hi to the entire event because he was just like running around doing his job and killing it. But damn, good for him, but I wish I got to say hello. But it got it got quite the picture. And of course, as soon as I retweeted this, not like 5 minutes later, Cho, who was also at the event, also just like made this edit immediately on his phone, and he was like, nah, I gotta send this one over to you, bro. It seems like you need it. I'm like, oh, thank you. So that was fun. I got to do pools and top 48, so that was a good time. Pools, I was with Cookie. So, that's kind of a, I'm very much a hype and hosting guy, especially as I'm trying to, get up to speed as far as knowledge goes in Uni and in Granblue. But of course, Cookie has been around in the scene for a while, so he's kind of, as energetic as he is, he has quite a good wealth of knowledge as well. So it was me on the hype and hosting, and him on like the hype and knowledge. So that was a fun kind of like, instead of complementary, it was kind of like stacking some of those strengths. So there was a lot of energy in that block, and it was very cool. And then top 48 was supposed to be with Suika, but Suika ended up making it into top 48. So I actually did not get to get my block with him, unfortunately. The only time that he and I have commentated together, I think we've had 2 blocks, and that was when we started commentating Street Fighter 6, like a year and a half ago. And obviously, like, I'm not really a Street Fighter head, so I was still learning, and I also didn't know much about Suika at all. So, we didn't really have any rapport, but I was so excited to get our block finally, but unfortunately, or fortunately, I guess, he made it into top 48, right? So I was like, I mean, I'm not going to tell you to DQ, man, like, play it out. You gotta see what happens. He's like, okay, let me find you a good sub. Let me find you someone, that I think you would work well with. So I saw Tari around the event, and I think I met him at Evo. Super nice dude, very knowledgeable, but I never got to work with him. But he was doing earlier pools, and then, Suika recommended him, and then he was like, all right, if it's cool with you, I think it's already cool with Shinobi, so let's see if, it's going to be a good block. I think that you two are going to work well together. And I think we did. I think it was a pretty fun one, all things considered. What did I just join into? I didn't know what picture to put on the screen while I was, discussing the shenanigans. Voila! Suika is the GOAT like that, I'm not gonna lie. I wish I got to see some of his matches on stream for top 48, but, he had kind of fought for his life to get in there, right? So I think they were mostly focusing over on that winner's side. But casting with Cookie was fun. Casting with Tari was fun in a different way. So if me and Cookie is like, our Venn diagram is hype, but then the outsides is me with hosting and him with knowledge, Tari is like, incredibly knowledgeable, right? Like one of the main strengths, and he's like super well spoken about the game flow of Uni, but also is able to, bring that energy as well, right? So it was kind of more of a complementary pairing than it was like, oh, okay, let's like stack these strengths together and, bring it to 200. It was like, oh, this is a, this is an even kind of like well-balanced palette of a top 48 commentary. Now, obviously, I'm still learning in a lot of ways, so there were a good amount of times where, Tari really had to fill in for a lot of knowledge that, I wish I had known at the time, but we can only learn so fast. And hopefully he had fun too, because I really enjoyed that block. Let's go check out one of the sets that I quite liked. Let me know if you guys are able to hear. I think this is timestamped for the Rurik Revert set.
up next at Canada versus PNW action.
I like the way we set up this set.
Play against each other fairly often because of the fact that it's PNW versus Canada.
Yeah.
So we might see some interesting sort of.
Dude, I'm losing the line test. I'm like 45 degrees. Why do I sit like that?
We got Funky Student versus the teacher of the unit community, right? You know, Rurik definitely one of those guys who is very much, you know, invested in trying to build up his local scene. I think the way that he's described it himself is he's playing for fun, but winning is also pretty fun as well. But being able to learn and being a better player also makes you a better teacher to the people in your community that are trying to pick up these characters, right? You know, we have so many of these secondaries, tertiaries, etc. from Rurik to try and get more and more people into the game that he loves. So, you know, this teacher aspect, but, you know, Funky Student pulling up to the stand and saying, I'm going to 5cc you. And then when you least expect it, it's 2C and you're going to die for it. He's like, all right, I accept that risk.
I mean, you know.
Okay, I love the comparison. I love the setup. I love the narrative. But when did I start talking? This is 4/21/18, right? How long ago did I start talking about this set? Oh my god.
You might see some interesting sort of
versus the teacher of the unit.
Oh my god, it was like 40 seconds. What's 21/18 minus 20/43? That's like, it's a solid 35 seconds. Holy shit. Shut up, man. Shut up, dude. Please. Let Tari speak. It was a good comparison, but I wish I was a little faster about it, right? But, you know, on the fly trying to figure things out. Not the worst thing in the world. I really am the yapper, man. You're both tilted to the right? Yeah, you're right. Yeah, but this was pretty peak. I really enjoyed this one. And then we... Oh, wait. Tari had a clean pickup too, right? So I don't know if we picked up on it.
He's like, all right, I accept that risk.
I mean, you know, it is the classic, you know, hero's storyline, right? You
He's
have the teacher, you have
so
the
smart,
student.
man.
You know, part of the story at the beginning, the first arc is learning, and then the student overcomes the teacher.
Exactly, right? But
this pickup is so good.
Are we at here down in the loser's side, top 32? I don't know. Does he have enough to try and bring it back?
Dude, Revert has the funniest goddamn faces in the F-Band community. Or at least he's top 3. You know, I don't want to make a sweeping statement like that, but this dude is so damn funny. He knows where the camera is at all times.
Rurik and Revert is a set that makes me jealous that we don't have the 4-3 aspect ratio like Melty, because they have, I don't know if they have it right now for the top 8, but at one point they have...
Do I have the Revert pog? I don't have it on deck, but I do have it somewhere in my phone probably. Revert cannot take a normal photo? Yeah, probably not, honestly. We'll watch like one game. You know, we'll listen along. We'll do a little mini commentary review. Ready for the whimsy that's about to occur. Me when I have to fill the word count for my MLA essay, and it's due in an hour.
But the worst part, she was like, oh, is it cool if I just do like a BNB? They're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Their opponent goes on their phone, and it's set. And they try and go for the optimal, and then they drop it. And their opponent is like, do you want to try it again?
Okay, normally I would be annoyed about, you know, taking up so much time telling this story, but you never know how long a button check is going to be, right? It could be a quick 5-10 seconds, and then immediately you're into it, or, you know, sometimes it can take a lot longer, right? So, stalling out for time here with something a little interesting to listen to, I'm not too mad about it. That pick of Revert pointing at Chalk is so sick. True. He's got an aggressive point.
One more try for these players to try and stay in that loser side. Revert versus Rurik for top 32 losers.
This matchup traditionally has a pretty interesting one. Usually, obviously, much better at the long range, and Linne very strong close up.
Yeah.
But Linne has gotten quite a few more options to play around that spacing, and her air movement has gotten stronger as well.
Yeah, exactly. Not only is she so even faster than she was in previous versions, she has the FF to try and catch you with the parry, 6-6 FF to try and catch you out of the skies if that's where you're hanging out. You know, and these Kuga follow-ups too are so pesky.
I like that pickup. You know, the support of, yes, what you're saying, Tari, is right, and then bringing it into the present moment as we talk about 6-6 FF. That's pretty good. Oh my god, and so is the raid from Jaywong. Thank you, thank you. Much appreciated, gamers. Hope you guys are having a good night. We're catching up on some Climax of Night stories when we were in Atlanta, Georgia, just this past October. So much appreciated. Thanks for stopping by.
For almost 5,000 damage.
I'm doing a little commentary review too, just a tiny amount before we head back into some stories. Hope you had a good stream. What'd you guys end up doing?
Yeah, it's one of those things that's really difficult when playing against Yuzi. You have to be able to recognize what buttons she is pressing.
Yeah.
Rurik able to capitalize here and close out that first round.
There we go.
Come on, JT. Say something of value. All I said was yeah. There we go. Okay, what did I say? I talked over myself.
We head on into it, but I don't know. We see a lot of round start EX Guga, but no, we're just gonna go straight to this guys with a 6-6 FF. 2FF coming out from Rurik says no, come back down here.
I wish we had called out the combo drop there, right? Because this is awkward. You know, sometimes you have to jump back to make sure that you get the confirm, and like, this is in my domain of knowledge. I wish I had picked up on that in time, right, to say something of value. Oh, Justin brought all these people before the car story? Oh, no, you're right. That one's probably going to be in like 20-30 minutes. We got to get through the rest of the climax shenanigans.
But having an anti-air that covers so much of the screen and is untechable to the floor.
Exactly. And directly above her as well, right? You know, we have 5C, but a little bit awkward for opponents that can just float right above. Yeah,
exactly. That used to be part of her weakness, where Linne could get into that pressure. But now use it with
okay, good. That's good. Repeat what your Qualcomm is saying in a supporting way, but then give it context, right? So, I'm a fan. No! I like the ebb and flow of the energy too, right? It's not like, oh, anyone gets a hit and we're like pogging out of our gourds every time. It's like, okay, let's see how much you get off of it, and then, you know, the energy continues to build if it's actually something meaningful right there. This revert guy, man, he's too expressive, affectionate. And neither of them have headphones in, by the way. So no earphones in, no headphones on, like no game audio. They're just listening to the crowd. But that makes sense, right? All right, I told myself I'd only listen to one game because we got to get to the rest of these sets, the rest of these silly, funny climax shenanigans. But that was a pretty fun block. I quite enjoyed it. I think there's a lot that I need to, you know, study up on in general, and this gave me a lot of, you know, specific matchups that I'm like, oh, I really want to study up on this a little bit more, especially for next time, right? Because we're also getting another Climax of Night, thankfully. We got one more in us. So, you know, fingers crossed. You know, there's no guarantees in this life. So maybe we will be on commentary again, maybe we won't, but we gotta prepare for the things that we're hoping for. Yeah, just vibes. Okay. I wish they rated on this picture. This one is so insane. For those of you guys just joining in, like, you know, they had obviously the photographers going around during our sets. I didn't realize I was so expressive as I say the things on the mic, right? Because, you know, we're watching Linne, we're watching Yuzu, and you hear me pogging out of my gourd. You're like, oh, JT's probably just chilling in the back, but, you know, he like perks up a little bit, right? When someone gets a hit. No, this is what I look like. I see counter. I see full health. Oh, actually, you know, if you had 100 meter and this was like half health, this is really what I'm looking like behind the cam. Now, I gotta believe you will be there. I hope so. I believe in it. I think we got a good shot. All right, let's head on over to some of these other memories. What else did we end up doing here? Oh, okay. Let's pull up VLC for our first video.
Go do bracket. I'm trying to go 1-2, man.
Hold on. And then we turn on VLC. There we go. So, Salty Boy was going around asking everybody, oh, what do you think, or how well do you think you're gonna do in bracket? Like, where are you trying to place? And then, you know, a lot of folks pretty confident, like, oh, I'm trying to make it into top 8. I'm trying to make it into top 48.
Go do bracket. I'm trying to go 1-2, man. That's all I want. 1-2. Go do.
You know, at least I was right. At least I was correct about my placement, right? You know, not the worst in the world, but yeah, I did not do super great in bracket, I gotta say. I think round 1, I was up against Tsurugi, which is not a character that I haven't run into, right? But, you know, I had a little bit of Grand Blue muscle memory still, so oh my god, I was trying to tech throws with what's it called? I was trying to tech with L and M, which would be A and B, which is the uni dash macro and not the throw macro. So, you know, that was silly off of me. And then also, you know, I just did not have my my anti-Tsurugi game plan in mind. I was slamming 2C. I was like doing dash 2C, and then I'm like, oh, the low's not working. It's not breaking the barrier. I'm like, oh, I have 2B for like a faster low. Like, what am I doing? And then I think we headed into loser's side. We got one game, then ended up getting knocked out pretty early on. But, you know, that gave me a lot of time to just vibe out, thankfully. Not the greatest bracket performance, but it gives us somewhere to shoot for next time. So, called the shot. Placed almost 100 spots above my seed, though. That is true. I was seeded to go 0-2. So that's like, you know, an undefined amount better than the expectations. That's pretty good. We'll take it. He did it, Poggers. I'm just glad I took a set, because even looking at the bracket paths, I was like, oh man, there are no slouches here. Even my like round 1 in losers, I'm pretty terrified of, no lie. The FPAN community, it's pretty stacked out here, especially for a newcomer like me. So being able to take 1 set, you know, I'll be happy about it. That's fine by me. All right, what else we got going on here? I should have shown this one when I was talking about the commentary blocks, but I have stopped taking. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've stopped taking the behind the commentary desk selfie, or at least the traditional one with my co-commentator. But now I will just point my phone at the so not at the camera, but at the stream monitor. You know, this is kind of like a preview of our preview, and then I'll look in the camera. This is actually like the least abnormal face I've made in this type of picture, right? But I don't know, man. Something about the interlacing, something about the TV effect is pretty soul. I like it. It's kind of like how I was talking to a cosplayer friend, and they were like, yeah, you know, I don't know why, but my professional pictures don't perform as well as when I'm just like in my cosplay and then I take like a mirror selfie, you know? But I guess it's something about the naturalness of it. You know, it seems like, oh, okay, they just happened to like be in cosplay today, and then they, you know, ended up wanting to show it for the homies. Something about the silliness of it, the whimsy behind it that I think I enjoy, at least, you know, as far as making the silly, funny stream notification tweets. Anyway, what else we got? Let me scroll through my Climax memories over here. Oh my god, dude, Saturday morning. This shit was delicious. We went to a Vietnamese spot nearby. Now, let me tell you guys. Atlanta, Georgia, that venue, as lovely as it is, you know, Peachtree Corners, it is... walkable is not how I would describe it. There was a Target, I think, maybe half a mile away. Oh, was this Sunday? It might have been Sunday, actually. You're right. It was one of the mornings. But it might have been Sunday, actually. But yeah, it's not a super walkable place, I will tell you that much. It is like, you know, something can be a quarter mile or like half a mile away, and it'll take you like 30 minutes, and 20 minutes of it will be like walking around a crowded highway with no sidewalk. So if I have a single gripe, it is that. That being said, we ended up Ubering out to this Vietnamese spot, which was pretty tasty. I forget the name of it, but for whatever reason, oh, I don't have the picture ready for right now. They had a big, oh, you can kind of see it in the top left here. They just had signs that said babies. And I don't know why. I thought there was like a baby store that happened to be like connected to it, but not. No, it was just part of the decor. And you can't see it here, but there was like a goat head and then the letters BB above it. So we ended up sending that to Big Black, and we were like, holy shit, you're getting brunch with us. He's like, what? Yeah, this was the shop with the BB goat. That rope indicates the pho is $5 more than usual. I mean, yeah. It's got the little decorative action going on here. Oh, I wanted to fuel up because we weren't eating lunch. Yeah, okay, so this probably was Sunday. But yeah, now we got the lads headed up. So we were the second Uber that made it over here. And they were here first, I think, by like a solid 5-10 minutes. So I guess while they were waiting, you know, our Uber pulls up. We realize we're not the first ones in. We're like, oh, our party's already here. And then the server doesn't even say anything. The server just points. And these guys are in the corner of the room. We look over, we turn our heads, and they're just dead staring at us, right? So Evan and Mango, they kind of look like it's first day on the job, right? You know, it's the first time being in the CEO's office. This is the CEO, man. And this is the CFO. You know, that's like a CTO. You know what I'm saying? He's like, he's putting on the serious face, but you know he's not out to get you, man. He just wants you to close your damn ticket and then restart your computer. Was this Pho Viet number 1? I don't remember if it was, actually. It may have been. But it may have been time to thank Thorn the Letter for the Prime. Thank you. Evan looks lost. You were cooked? I mean, you were waiting for your food to be cooked. And you were waiting to order it so that they could cook your food. So, understandable. It was a pretty late brunch as well, right? We were waiting for folks to come down to the lobby for a little bit. So, I get it. I was hungry too. We have a nice little group picture of everybody who came through. I think there were like 10 or 15 of us initially, so like our side of the table, the other side across from us, and then one more table on the left here. And then I think this group ended up coming a little later on, but thankfully it was pretty empty in the fuss spot, so we had all the time in the world to just like pull up a table, and it was good vibes. I think our food came out pretty quick too, so no issues there. And I really did end up balling out with the banh mi and the pho. I did not finish all the noodles in it, but I did finish the full banh mi. I will say it's very difficult to see the meat in here, right? It was like, now I'm aware a sandwich is 80% bread. When I heard someone complaining about their sandwich being mostly bread, I was like, yeah, idiot, it's a fucking sandwich. But, you know, I took a bite into it. I took another bite. I took a third. I was like, I think I've eaten a single gram of meat. I'm not gonna lie. I'm left wanting a little more, to be honest. Is that Nev Schulman from Catfish on the far right? You know, it's been a long time since I've watched Catfish, so I don't want to guess who it is. I don't want to guess who you're referring to. Oh, but this is a recurring character that you guys are gonna see later. No spoilers. But if you know the story, you know what's gonna be coming up in a little bit. All right. Jatsu from the future here. I realize I brought up Will as a background character and then entirely forgot to tell the story about him and his ribs. Because as it turns out, I just didn't put that in the Discord channel and I didn't have that picture to look through. Anyway, so we got to start on Saturday afternoon. So after commentary, it's me, Deadward, and we're trying to find like a group of people to go out for food with. Chris was there as well. So we're hanging out and we're just like, oh, where do we want to go for food? He looks around and he finds this place called Q. I didn't realize it was short for barbecue. I'm a little slow sometimes, but definitely looking at the Google Maps picture, I think put Q and Q together for me. So we ended up making plans to do this after I was done with commentary, but before any of the exhibitions. So I'm like, oh, it's 3 of us. Like, we're going out to a pretty, you know, this seems like it's going to be a good spot, barbecue place in Georgia. I'm sure I won't have any complaints. Is it cool? Would you guys like want me to invite other people so we can have like, you know, a small to medium sized party and like hang out? They're like, yeah, sure. So I invite a few folks. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head everybody who went. I want to say Werb, Mango. Oh my God, who else was there? Was it Mocha and Egbo? I think it was those 4. Me, Deadward, Chris or Seaburn, and then this young man right here, Silver Bird, or Will, right? So we order, and obviously a lot of our stuff comes out. Like me, I'm trying to get the Ryer was there too because he recommended. He's like, guys, come on, we're here in Georgia. Like the brisket is gonna be so good. There's no way that they miss with this. I'm like, you know what, Ryer, you're right. So a lot of us order the brisket, but Mango and Will are feeling like pretty hungry. Like they're like, oh dude, I could eat a horse. I'm like, eat a horse? What do you mean by that, man? They're like, don't worry, man, not the horse girls. I'm like, okay. So Mango and Will are like, oh, do you want to split like a thing of wings and then we'll each get our own like main things, but we're like super hungry, so like splitting an appetizer seems like a good idea. And they're like, he's like, yeah, sounds like a good call. How many do you want? He's like, 12 wings sound good? Yeah, 6 each? Yeah, it should be a good appetizer. This shit comes out, and they are not the tiny, like, Domino's wings, right, that you get for, you know, insane price deals and realize how damn small they are. These were big-ass wings, man. So already, it feels as though they've made a mistake, but you can kind of see in the corner of this picture, you know, the racks of ribs that they ended up getting over on the side. I think Will got ribs, and I want to say Mango got brisket. But me, I'm chilling here. I got my fried onions. I got my brisket with a couple pieces of toast. I want to say this is some like, not chipotle mayo sauce. I forget what it is. There was a hint of chipotle there. And then mac and cheese on the side. I had to, man. The pickles, delicious. Big pickles fan. But this dude, Will, he's realizing the error of his ways, man. You can see Mango in the Zato shirt over here. But he's realizing, because when we ordered, right, we're all thinking, oh man, we're super hungry. Let's go get stuff for ourselves. But this dude was like, oh man, I'm really craving some ribs. We're like, ooh, that sounds pretty good. You should probably get some of those. And he's like, okay, but what's the difference between the half rack and the full rack? And we're like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to describe. Like, I'm sure if you flag down a waitress or anybody else on the wait staff, like, they'd probably be able to describe it better for you. But you seem pretty hungry, so it's hard for us to figure out what to tell you. But if you're getting the appetizer, our soul read, you know, our educated guess is that you'll probably be okay with the half rack. And he's like, yeah, I could ask, but like, what's the fun in that, man? We're like, what do you mean the fun in that? The fun in that is knowing how much food you're going to eat and being able to finish it. Like, it's having a proper expectation of what your meal is going to be the next, like, 1.5 hours of your life, man. Like, what's the issue? He's like, nah, I think I'm just going to send it. Like, it would be so much funnier if I just got the full rack and had no clue, right? Because what if it's baby shit? We're like, oh man, if only there was a way for you to find out how much food you were going to be getting. If only there were experienced waitstaff to know the portion sizings of this food. So anyway, we order. We all get our brisket. And this dude, smug ass smile on his face, goes, yeah, let me get that full rack of ribs. And we're like, oh god. In addition to the 12 wings that he's sharing with Mango, right? So that shit comes out. This does not do it justice, right? Because the angle's bad. It's mostly, you know, Will is in regret at this moment because it's a full rack of ribs, the 12 wings. He's like, oh god, I don't know if I can do all that. And this is so much of a better perspective, right? Mango is like, all right, Will, how are you feeling right now? He takes the picture and he's distraught. Man, he's like a solid 4 ribs in, and those are big ribs, right? So he's already like, oh no. I can feel the volume in my stomach. It's, oh, gee, these ribs are nothing to mess with. We're like, yeah, we know. But you dug your own grave, so you're going to have to lock in, buddy. And like 99% of the table is like, all right, man, you did the funny for the bit. Now you got to commit. You got to keep on eating. And like, as he gets through each rib, he's like, he's losing faith, man. Because it takes a while to get through a full rack of ribs by yourself, right? So the heat is dissipating. You know, he's obviously getting a little tired of the sauce too. Not that it's bad, but he's already had 8 ribs and he's got like 6 fucking more to go. At one point, he's like, what animal is this, man? We're like, I don't think it's a different animal. I think they just, you know, they feed the livestock well down here in Georgia, man. You might be fucked. You might be so fucked. But eventually, I think like an hour 15 into it, he's on his final rib. And he looks like he's seen the face of God and been cast back down to hell. Like, he's so close, but at the same time, so far. He's already at 99% capacity and there's still a full entire rib in front of him. The table goes silent. We give him 2 minutes. And then, with the most weakly triumphant fist to the sky, he drops the final bone to the floor of his plate, and he's like, I'm done. And we're like a mix of disappointed and proud and concerned and happy that his journey and expedition is over. Well, you know, to be fair, his journey and expedition lasted the entire night and the morning after, because he was full for another like 18 hours. Yeah, the fully satiated buff, I'll tell you what. And then we get the check. And the full rack of ribs was like $30 on the menu. I'm pretty sure, because we looked through the receipt, I think the waitress passing by maybe assumed that Will like innocently just underestimated the full rack of ribs and only charged him for the half rack. Which was much kinder of her than perhaps was necessary, right? Because he brought this upon himself, to be fair. This was entirely on him. We told him, you can just ask. You can figure out how much volume of food is going to be and understand how to have the optimal meal experience. But, you know, he had to test fate, and he survived, and he locked in, you know, took the consequences of his actions. So I think maybe the waitress respected that. And again, ended up charging him only for the half rack of ribs, which is a pretty good deal. She did I guess it was a pseudo food challenge for him, right? You finish the full rack, we charge you for half. So yeah, I had to put that one in. I can't believe I forgot this story. All right, back to the stream. Oh, that is Foviet number 1? Okay. What if the banh mi was drive-thru? Dude, not to, go back into the SoCal stories, but I'm still so mad. When we were in SoCal, we were driving over to another pho spot, and then we passed by a place called Carrot and Daikon, and I was like, what the hell is that? And I realized they have drive-through banh mi in SoCal, man. I'm so mad. They would be booming on the East Coast. They just need to bring it over. I want drive-through banh mi so bad, man. And of course they have bubble tea in the establishment too. Like it's so peak. Oh, brother. God, I wish that were me. It truly hurts to see other states live your dreams. Went there Sunday after TSS. It was great. Ooh. Yeah, the pho is like really healing. Damn, Tiger got something spicy. This shit is just straight up red. There's no broth. That's just straight up chili oil, man. Holy. I've learned... So you can see my broth is like pretty mild, right? Obviously I didn't put anything in it at the time, but I can't do spice in public. Man, I have the Asian old man gene. Thankfully, the only thing you can see is the reflection of these big ass lights on my big ass forehead. But if I eat anything spicy, no, I think I have a pretty average spice tolerance, right? Not bad, not good. I love the flavor, but I'm not particularly spice resistant. But I have the Asian old man gene where a single Scoville unit like hits my wait, I feel so bad. I'm just like in this guy's way. Hold up. Let me move myself out of the way. All right, there we go. Anyway. Yeah, as soon as a single Scoville unit like hits my tongue, I just like start profusely sweating and they're like, "Are you good over there, man?" I'm like, "Dude, it's sriracha. I'll be fine. But you got to pass me a stack of napkins." Like, you know what I'm saying? That is unfortunately the energy that my genes have been blessed with. But yeah, that was fun. That was delicious. Oh my god. So, we're going to hop in back and forth in the chronological order here because I didn't end up sending the pictures to myself in a chronological order. So, I think this was... When was this? I want to say this was like Saturday afternoon. So, I get a message request from someone on Twitter. And they ask... Sorry if this is a weird question, but do you happen to have pictures or the original post of you holding up the phone on stream showing a picture of Spechan of Special Week? Of this little girl right here from Uma Musume. And they were like, hopefully I got that right, that it was you. And then eventually, I'm not gonna like screenshot the whole conversation, but I was like, oh yeah, that was me. Like, yeah, here you go. Here's this. Okay, let me just find the tweet. Hold on. Let me find it over on the side here. I think if I look up from Jatsu worked, I'll find it. Where did I put it? There we go. Is this little dude? This post is so good, man. Because I fumbled it so bad. Like, on previous streams, I didn't realize that you were supposed to, as you hold an image up to the camera, like, you don't have to put it at full brightness. Like, that actually makes it more difficult to see. So this is just like a washed out Sweetchan. So I was like, guys, please, I need help. What do I do? And they're like, yeah, man, like 20% will be okay. The backlighting will work on your phone. I was like, oh, you're so right. And then, as legend has it, we pull up to Evo Day 2, we make it to stream, and finally, Special Week makes it on the stream. But, someone ended up asking me this, and I was like, oh, here you go, here's the post, like, why do you ask? And they're like, oh, my friend is there, and they're also Uma Musume fans. I was talking about this post, and I referenced it, and they had no idea what I was talking about. But I tried to find it on your profile, and I just, like, could not search through it. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm a serial yapper. I understand I probably drowned out my media tab. They're like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm glad I found the right person. And I was like, oh, is this your friend? Because at this table, a friend was getting, I don't know if you can see it. No, I don't think it's on this picture, but they ended up getting a Batista shirt. So they were talking to the, artist or cashier. And then, I pulled up, I was just waiting off to the side, and then we were going to look through the rest of Artist Alley. And then on my bag, I had the little, like, mini Satono Diamond plush. So she was like, is that Satono Diamond? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, I love Uma Musume. I was like, oh, holy shit, like, who's your favorite? She's like, I think I'm a big Manhattan Cafe fan. I was like, holy shit, wait, that's my goat. She was like, hell yeah. And we just, like, gapped about it for a little bit, and then we ended up looking through the rest of Artist Alley. I was like, oh, yeah, I was talking to a girl about Manhattan Cafe just earlier this afternoon. I didn't realize that was your friend. And then, this person was like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, I don't think that's my friend. Like, good to know there's another Uma Musume enjoying artist, but I don't think that's my friend. And then she sends me the, what's it called? She sends me the Twitter account of their booth. And she's like, yeah, they're selling these little standees. There's like a special week. There's a gold chip, etc. I think they're, they're down the hall. I was like, oh, I did see them actually. I ended up buying that standee. I don't know how I didn't put two and two together that that's who you might be talking about. I guess I, guessed wrong on the 50-50. She's like, oh, shit. Okay, cool. Well, good to know that you met them and, hope you have a good rest of your Climax of Night. I'm like, thanks, you too. And then I was like, wait. This person is not at Climax of Night. Like, when you go to the movies and they're like, oh, hope you enjoy your film. And you're like, you too. And you're like, God damn it. There's like that tiny bit of shame that follows you throughout the rest of the day. She didn't make a big stink about it. She just like, haha, reacted it. I was like, all right, I just got to hold that. It be what it be. I remember you showing us this at Pho. Yeah, exactly. OMG High special week. Not Talk to her. No, not Talk to her. Oh, wait. That's something here? Oh my god, I sent this person. Oh, not this person. I sent this person this screenshot and I was like, oh, this is the table of the person that I thought you were talking about. And they were like, oh, cool. Their art's pretty sick. Oh, that's an insane. Sure, that's an insane. Sure. Oh, Talk to her. I was like, yeah, they definitely got a strong energy about them for sure. Dude, you didn't? You gotta believe in my ability to fumble social interactions more, man. Happens all the time, unfortunately. What else we got? I'm trying to wait for the Sunday night stories just to put them all together. Ooh, I think... Was this Saturday night? Yeah, this was Saturday night, dude. Oh, we went to... So Saturday morning, a bunch of us had... let me go find the picture. A bunch of us went to the gym. We went to the LA Fitness. This is me and Deadwood, post-gym, hanging out in the Atlanta, Georgia sun. So it was actually a bunch of us. The East Canada folks wanted to stop on by LA Fitness. So obviously, like, Psychotic and Ricky are kind of leading the charge over. And who did we bring? I think it was... Oh, who was it? Spaldo came through. Red Blade came through. Foxoff also came through. He saw us in the lobby. He was like, where are you guys going? We're like, oh, we're going to go to the LA Fitness down the road. He's like, wait, can I come? We're like, hell yeah. So he ended up going, me and Deadwood, and I think a few other folks as well. Oh, wait, Aldrin was also there. Mr. Nudes. And I think maybe one or two other people. I'm going to feel so bad if I just, like, forgot a single person who doesn't come to mind. But we walked down. It was like a 20-minute walk to the LA Fitness, and we were hanging out, right? So obviously, post-gym, we're trying to get some food. So me and Deadwood, walk around. And we're like, oh, it'd be nice to kind of get some coffee before we head back to the venue. It just seems like a nice pick-me-up before we hang out with everyone and be social again. So we walk around, and there's this place called, I think, like $3 Cafe. And no Manhattan, but we assume that a cafe would have coffee. So we're like, oh, yeah, it makes sense. So we pull up, and it is very much like a bar atmosphere, like a tavern almost, a hemomancer. And we walk in, we're like, do we still want to eat here? And then we're like, no, I mean, I'm sure the food's fine. Yeah, I'm sure they would have, there's no way they wouldn't have coffee, right? Just because it's a bar. I'm sure bars also have coffee. So we sit down, and the waitress is like, oh, do you guys know what you want yet? Do you want to take a look at the menu? Would you like any beverages? We're like, yeah, can we just get a water for the table and also a couple coffees? And she's like, yeah, sorry, we don't have coffee. And we were like, what? And she's like, yeah, I know, a lot of people ask because, cafe in the name, but yeah, we don't have any coffee. And me and Deadwood are distraught, man. We're so sad. That was like the main reason we ended up going to this particular spot. But we logged in. We're like, can we just get like a couple Diet Cokes? She's like, yeah, sure. We get the waters, we get the Diet Cokes, and we get a pretty good tuna melt as well. And we're like, delicious. And we make our way back over to the venue and hang out for the rest of the day. And then later that evening, after watching, I think it's the NA versus the World exhibition, if I'm not mistaken. I forget what event happened. Actually, this might have been the Danielson crew battles that needed to go over into the next day. And then a bunch of us are like, okay, let's go get some food. And then people are waiting in the lobby. They're trying to figure out where to go. And, you know, they're talking about a bunch of places. Someone brings up $3 cafe. And everyone's like, a cafe? Bro, it's like 8 or 9 p.m. We're not going to be able to fit all those people. Like, in a small-ass, like, brunch spot. It's probably not even open. And me and Deadwood are like, no, guys. Trust us. The name is misleading. It is actually the perfect place for 12 people to get dinner at 8:30 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia. So we walk over. And a bunch of us are waiting for our food. You know, we finally sit down. We order. We have, like, a bunch of big tables next to each other as well. I'm real boring. And I am a fish and chips fan. So I end up getting that. Dude, also, I forgot about this little thing to mention. I saw Ankle Gator in the chat earlier. What did he say? He said, the capsaicin cells wanting 5 out of 5 spice. Thank you for understanding. Yeah, man, I'm not a real spice head like that. I love the flavor, but, you know, I can't handle it unless I'm in the comfort of my own home. That being said, Ankle Gator, I forget where he was. He was at some event where you get a little, like, promotional prize if you play Uma Musume Party Dash. I don't know if it was Anime Expo or, you know, some sort of event of that nature. But either way, I was not there. It was on a different coast, and I was like, damn, if someone would be able to get me this prize, like, that would be so sick. And then, like, literally months ago, Ankle was like, my king, I will get it for you if you tell me your favorite Uma Musume. I'm like, I love Special Week. And he's like, all right, man, see you at Climax. And I totally forgot about it. And then finally, you know, we're sitting down watching some of the Danielson crew battles at Climax. I wish I had a picture of this. He pulls out a backpack that is entirely filled with It Costs Grid Though t-shirts. And if someone has a picture, like, please link it to me so I can show the stream. But it is a bright red t-shirt with Yuzu 2FF hitboxes, or hurt boxes, I should say, turned on, right? And then in big letters on the top, it's It Costs Grid Though. And I had to ask him, I was like, oh, it's kind of weird that you know, modified the hitbox viewer like that. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's Yuzu. You see the hurt boxes, but where's the hitbox? And he's like, where's the hitbox, J2? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, you know, you have the green rectangles. I'm just looking for the red. Oh my God. All right, we have the picture. All right, let's see this real quick. You guys gotta see this damn image. It's so insane. Okay, so this is what they all look like together, right? And now, the magnum opus, It Costs Grid Though. I'm like, oh, weird that I can see all the green, but where's the hitbox? He's like, Jatsu, what color is the shirt? I'm like, holy shit, the hitbox is the entire shirt. He's like, yeah. So it's a pretty clever shirt, I'll tell you that. And he was nice enough to you know, hand one over to me. He's like, I got you, man. I need the East Coast to have an It Costs Grid Though shirt as well. This is peak design, I gotta say. He's been shitposting all year to have the brain cells required for this banger. It's so good. So he hands me that, and then he's like, oh, also, there's something that I owe you. I'm like, owe me? And then he reaches into a different bag, the one not filled with 20 plus It Costs Grid Though t-shirts, but into a much smaller bag, and pulls out, I gotta close that one. That one jump scared me. He pulls out this little dude, this little Special Week. So I think it's a magnet on the back, and I kept it in the plastic because I was like, I'm bringing this around. Like, if I end up getting it dirty, I'm gonna be really sad. But yeah, it's like, oh, what is this like a reference to? This is like a famous painting of a dude on a horse, right? Is it like a French painting? I forget. It's not Napoleon. It is Napoleon. Oh my God, it's actually Napoleon. But yeah, Special Week Napoleon as the reward for playing Uma Musume Party Dash at Anime Expo. Shout out Ankle Gator. I have this on my desk as we speak, so this was very kind. And I was just kind of bringing this around, taking silly little photos. I really wanted to post something that was like this photo and then the caption "Never kill yourself," and then I was like, I don't know if everyone's gonna like that, right? Like, it's a bit strong of a phrase. I think most people would understand the joke, but it just, coming from a little weirdo like me, a little dude like me, seems a bit aggressive. So I was like, life is worth living. It's the PG-13 4 kids version of that caption. But dude, this fish and chips was pretty good. I got no issue. Oh my god, they had like So, the reason the $3 cafe is called the $3 cafe is because they have a drink on tap called the $3 lager. And meanwhile, all the other beers were like $4 to $7. The cocktails were probably like, $7 to $10, which is, understandable. That's what you do. That's what drinks cost. But this was $3 and it was the same size as everything else. Like, we thought it would just be, a tiny glass of beer. And we drink it. We're like, surely this has to be ass, but we need to know. So a bunch of us, like the whole table, ordered this $3 lager. Dude, it tasted fine. It tasted like beer. Now, maybe a more experienced beer aficionado would be able to tell the subtleties or lack thereof within its flavor. But me personally, that shit was delicious. It was just fine. It did the job. And I was like, hell yeah, maybe $3 cafe, despite not having coffee, like it's made up for its weight in gold. That was fun. Getting to eat dinner with a bunch of folks. This so the reason I'm posted up in here, get Trip in there, dude. Trip is gonna drop $24 frame 1, and within the first 10 minutes there's gonna be 8 empty $3 lager glasses on the table. This picture is so damn funny because it's me and Deadward. So we're over at the right side table, right? We're just chilling out, and of course we're thanking Last Clear for the follow. Thank you. Appreciate you stopping on by. We're just talking about some Climax stories. So we're over on this right side table at dinner. And over on the left side, it's a bunch of folks. Who is there? I want to say... I'm trying to remember who was on that left side. I remember that Ankle Gator is now a follower now. So thank you. It was a bunch of... I don't remember if it was like a lot of PNW folks. I know Atlas was there. Tabby was there. And I think Rex was there as well. Those are the 3 that I remember off of the top of my head, because they were talking about, what was the topic of discussion? It was which uni players have good and bad Twitters. And they were going into like a philosophical discussion of like, what constitutes a good or a bad Twitter? Is it the subject matter that they choose to discuss on the daily? Is it the quality of their arguments? Is a shit poster a good or a bad account? If you're mean sometimes, but you're like a pillar of the community other times, like what is, where do we rank you on this list? So they're kind of just going throughout this discussion, and I'm leading in. My Jasmosa ass has no food on the table, so I'm like, hey dude, I might as well listen in. I finished my fish and chips, so I'm like, I gotta listen in on the juicy gossip. Though that being said, I do not remember any of it. So what was the point of leading in this hard? Why go that hard? But that was fun. That was a fun little dinner. It definitely got everybody as boozed up as needed. Oh, speaking of the Artist Alley, kind of going back to it. Let me pull up this one. I don't know why this is so zoomed out. But this, oh my god, this is one of my favorite Linnae arts that I have like ever seen. Like, you can already see the like and the retweet. So I think, when did they post this? Maybe like the day before Climax? So I probably saw it like, getting off the plane or waiting at the airport or something. But I saw it and I was like, this is so cool. Like, this art of my main is so awesome. And fucking Corey is like, this is how I see her when you play her, GOAT. And I'm like, GOAT. It's like bro, close your eyes. Yeah, bro? What do you see, bro? Nothing, bro. That's my world without you, bro. Anyway, I retweet this image, this art, because I'm like, damn, this art is really cool. And I didn't realize, my blind ass did not see Alyssa at Con6. So I'm walking through Artist Alley, we're like perusing. We're talking about don't chain grab me, I'll expletive. And then we walk over and I'm like, wait, I've seen that artwork somewhere before. I'm like, oh, are you so-and-so from Twitter? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, holy shit. Wait, I didn't know you'd have this print ready for Climax. So chatted for a little bit. I bought the poster and I was like, hell yeah. I still have yet to hang it. It is, where is it? It's with a stack of posters in my room So it's the Climax pickups and the Anime NYC pickups that I need to measure them, get frames for them because I want to hang them nicely, and then I have to figure out where to put them in my room. But I am very happy that I got to get a physical of this. This shit was sick. So good. All right, I think we've gone through the Friday and the Saturday stories, so now we got to... Oh, wait! One final Friday story. So we get there Friday, and we're mostly chilling out, so I have a lot of downtime. Dude, I told you this shit was like negative walkable. There's this random trail in the parking lot to try and go around. So on the right is the highway, right? And this is where you have to go to try and go to the Target to, you know, get water, food, and everything. And I have mad time this... I assume this is Saturday morning, but I could be wrong. One of the mornings. I'm like, okay, let me go do a run, like a pickup of water for the room and Red Bulls for me. So I end up heading over because I'm like, oh, okay, you know, I got some time. And this random ass path was not a shortcut at all. It was just parallel to the parking lot. I was like, why did I do this, man? You know, I got a nice little view out of it, I guess, but this place really is, or that specific area at least is like truly negative walkable. But I'm walking through. I pick up the case of water. I pick up the Red Bull. And then I'm sitting down at the cafe because they have a little... This is one of those Targets that has the Starbucks inside of it. You know, it's just like in the facility right by the checkouts. So I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll sit down and have a little coffee. I don't know when I'm going to have the opportunity to get real coffee for the rest of this weekend. So it'd be nice to just, you know, settle down and sit with some. And then we head on into it. And I'm like, oh, hey, can I, you know, get so-and-so coffee? And she's like, yeah, sure. The barista turns around. She's got like bright blue hair, twin tails, and I had to... My reptilian brain almost just like blurted out, holy shit, it's Hatsune Miku. But, you know, maintaining the last shred of the normalcy that I had left in my body, I was like, yeah, can I just get a black coffee? Like a medium black coffee? A grande? She's like, oh. Yeah, sure, that'll be out in just a sec. I'm like, all right, thanks. Appreciate it. Holy shit, like... Obviously, I'm not going to show you a picture of the cashier. One, because I didn't take one. Two, because even if, for whatever reason, there were a picture of this cashier, that would be really fucking weird to show you guys. But I'm telling you, like, you just have to believe me that Hatsune Miku was the cashier at that Target. Like, there's no other way for me to explain it. I'm telling you, in the break room, she's just, like, tooting Vocaloid shit in the back there. Like, I got no other headcanon in my brain. It was insane. But yeah, I think that's all the... Oh! So someone mentioned horse in the background earlier. We're gonna turn on VLC again. Oh my god, I forgot I won, dude. God damn it. I'm reminded once again of my fumble. I called the shot, though. Do this. Head back.
What the fuck? Hey! What the fuck?
So, funny enough, so I commute every day to work, and in my transit app, they were talking about, oh, okay, the Breeders' Crown is going to be happening in Meadowlands, New Jersey, and I was like, that's actually not too far away. Like, I could definitely go there and check it out. But I wonder what weekend it is, and I'm like, damn it, it's the same weekend that I'm thanking Shuabu for the follow. Like, it's just not gonna work out, man. I gotta show him, you know, his flowers. It's the same weekend that I'm heading over to Atlanta, Georgia for Climax of Night, and I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be able to make it. Like, it would be really, you know, funny to be like, okay, I started watching Uma Musume, now I'm out here at the damn horse race. But, you know, we saw this on the TV, or I saw it. It probably blended into the background for 99% of the other people in that establishment. But I saw this, and I was... You know, I was a couple $3 loggers in, and I couldn't help myself. I had to sing along. It occurred to me to...
What the fuck? Hey!
It's just a satisfying song to sing, man. That being said, I'm just realizing they're not even on the horse. They're like being carted behind them. What the hell? This shit is nothing like Uma Musume. What the fuck is that? Someone who knows a little bit more about horses definitely has to explain that one to me, because I'm lost on that one. I didn't know that was a thing. But all right, all the shenanigans happen. You know, we're over here bouncing back and forth between $3 Diner and the venue and Starbucks and Hatsune Miku. Sunday night finally rolls around, right? You know, Defi wins, takes home Climax of Night 2024. And we're like, all right, well, we gotta go pick up some drinks and get some food. But you know, it's a lot of folks, so trying to get everybody into the same dinner plan is like probably not gonna work out. So we kind of split up into groups. And I think it's a few of us. I forget the entire group. I want to say it was like Mocha, Mango, Evan. Shelly was there for a little bit and then had to dip. Shino and a bunch of other folks as well. And we decide that we're going to head over to Publix because we're like, we're not doing K-barbecue again, man. Like, too many of these group outings. I just want something simple, something that's going to sit in my stomach well and absorb whatever amount of alcohol I decide to consume for the rest of the evening. And as we're about to, you know, walk over to Publix, it's not super far. You know, we got enough people to head on over. I'll put a Bon Me on the screen when we talk about this. We're thinking about that pub sub. And then Shaley checks his phone. And then he's like, oh shit, like I have to do something. You know, I'll see you guys around. And we're like, oh, yeah, no problem. That's okay. And then as we're walking, literally 60 seconds later, someone gets a ping and they're like, Shaley is telling me to pick up a cake for Big Black. And we're like, why? Did he explain why we're getting him a cake? Is it his birthday? Are we like celebrating something? And then he's like, oh, I don't know. Let me ask. He didn't explain why. They ask, another minute passes by, and Shaley pings him back and goes, yeah, BB likes cake. And we're like, okay. As do most people, I would assume, question mark? So we're like, okay, I guess we'll pick him up a cake. You know, we're really not getting a ton of description on when, where, or why, but if dude wants a cake, he gets a cake. So we get into Publix, and our main goals, our objectives, right? We get the cake for BB, we get our pub subs, and we also should get some alcohol for the room, right? So we can just, you know, vibe out and chill. And so we don't have to go to other rooms and start mooching around. We go to the Publix sub line, and you know, not to be mean or rude to service workers, because it's quite hard, you know, retail, service, very, very difficult. That being said, I think it was a poor first week for this dude, because he was clearly, I think, like, still pretty new to the whole pub sub workflow. And he was very unaware of, like, where most of the ingredients were. And the line was building up. We already brought like a big group, and then other groups started coming in. There was like a whole family behind us at one point. And the dude is still trying to put together like a barbecue chicken sandwich. We're like, I look over at Ryer because we're next to each other in line. And we're like, dude, we just gotta choose the most simple, basic item on the menu. The most like unfuckwithable item possible. And just get out of here, right? Because we've been waiting in line for 20 minutes and we haven't even gotten to order yet. Like, we just gotta lock in. But I saw that barbecue chicken sub and I was like, oh, it looks so delicious. I gotta get it, man. So I end up ordering it, and it's another 10 minutes. It's like, oh, yeah, sorry, man, we're out of barbecue sauce. I'm like, you're out of barbecue sauce? In a grocery store? The whole grocery store is out of barbecue sauce? There's not a single drop of barbecue sauce in the store? Obviously, I'm not saying this, you know, because I'm like, you know what, man, it's fine. Like, it's okay. You know, if there's like Chipotle mayo or something, I'll take that too. You know, whatever you got, like, it's okay. But internally, I'm like, there's no damn barbecue sauce? What the hell? Another 10 minutes passes by. He makes the sub. I'm like, all right. Thank you for the hard work. I'll see you later. I wave to the folks that are in the, you know, behind me in line. I think they didn't leave for another like 20, 30 minutes, man. It was a slow day for the pub subs. Yeah, just get some more barbecue sauce from aisle 3. That's what I'm saying. It's not that crazy, man. There's already a bit of a holdup. What's another 2 minutes for you to run back and forth? That being said, we get our subs, and Werb is kind of on this, you know, side mission to find a cake. So he's disappeared off into aisle 2, 3, 4, whatever. And then me and Ryer are like, oh, okay, we're kind of, you know, the last folks in the group. Let's go get our crates of alcohol and head out. And we're going up and down the aisle, and I'm like, Ooh, I've never seen a Modelo Refresca before. That shit looks kind of delicious. No, I'm like, Ryer, vibe check this. And it's this bright blue box of like delicious looking flavor. Do I have a picture ready? This damn J2 guy doesn't have anything ready, man. Oh my god. Ryer, you're so smart. I checked my DMs. I see it. It's a single picture. Damn, these Modelo Refrescas, man, they were so delicious. You can see there's like a strawberry flavor, there's like a cucumber, there's a watermelon, and a pineapple. Bro, they were all bang. Did I say Ryer? Oh my god, did I actually say Ryer? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I meant to say Ryer. Ryer was next to me in the story. Ryer was with me in the aisle, but Ryer is the one who DM'd me. My bad, my bad, my bad. Hold up. Hold up. His fighting is Ryer? Wait. No. So, Ryer was next to me in the store, right? He was next to me in line with the subs. The Ryer is the one who just DM'd me this picture. So I was right up until, you know, just now. Unfortunate. Oh, you know, it's also because in streamer mode, it's just R ... So I think my brain like filled in the 3 dots as YER. All right, my fault, Ryer. I love you, buddy. But yes, thank you for the picture. So now that people can see the Modelo Refrescos, these were delicious, man. They were so good. One of us, I forget who, they ended up getting like a bunch of fried wings too, which I think was probably the optimal time play, because those subs were taking way too long, like way too long. So this was smart. And then Werb ended up getting a bag of chips for the room as well. So we're eating, we're vibing out, and we're with Rex. So Rex, head TO, I think, for Uni, I think one of the game leads for Climax of Night. He's been busy this entire weekend just trying to make sure everything is like running smoothly and everyone's getting to their, stations on time, stream is running well, everything, that could possibly blow up is not doing so. So dude is probably quite tired by the end of the weekend, right? So we come back from Publix and we see him in the lobby. We're like, Rex, would you like to drink with us? Would you like to vibe out in our room while we bool? Would you like to bool with us? He's like, yeah, that sounds good right about now. So we're hanging out. We head up to the room, the bool lodge. And we're like, Rex, man, what do you know about Sifu? He's like, what? He's like, I guess nothing. Like the action adventure, like third person fighting game? And we're like, nah. Master Sifu. So we're going on a, funny video TikTok binge. We're dumping the lore on him. And we find Master Sifu videos. This shit is so good. Hold up. I gotta remember to unhide the source. There we go. The power of Jackal. Wait, no, I don't have the full video. No. Oh, this one's like 40 seconds. This one's so good though. But dude, look at it. They're just the B-boy into slip, the no shirt slide. Meanwhile, Master Sifu in the full getup and everything, he's chilling, man. This umbrella is empty. It's just a wireframe. Honestly, the catch is pretty good, like in this heavy rain. If he made the bucket, that shit would go insane. I'm not even gonna lie to you. But it's almost better. It just lands right on top of him. It's so good. Here's another one.
我是法国人，我要说服。戒色没有？明天还没戒色。如果真的想要戒色的话，那应该 empty your mind。你知道 all your girlfriend for me。宝贝，我要分数，我要戒色，follow 西服。你做的很好。走。
Follow Sifu.
N 西服，沾蛋西服，我要戒色。我是法。
I gotta quit lust. So true. So we're showing him a bunch of these Sifu videos. Unfortunately, they're not on YouTube. Like, there's no compilation that I can watch with you guys. So I just have like snippets of them downloaded. And Rex is losing his shit. He's like, wait, Master Sifu might be a genius, man. I'm like, Mango. I like look across the room. I'm like, Mango, did you remember to quit lust? He's like, I'm in the process of it. I'm still working my way through Sifu's teachings. I'm like, brother, you're leaving You're leaving spiritual gains on the table. How are you supposed to learn kung fu under these conditions? So we did this, and then eventually we moved on to like even shittier shit posts. Like it was like fake mobile game ads, and then the galvanized steel squares. Like I was losing my mind slowly but surely. We were descending into madness in that room while we were booling and catching up on the weekend. And all this time, we just have the chocolate cake sitting in the room because we you know, Werb ended up picking it up from Publix, but he never was able to track down BB. Like he pinged him, he DM'd him. He's like, hey, I have something for you on behalf of Shaylee whenever you get a sec. So we're waiting. That's just like sitting on the table while we're booling and figuring out the you know, what we want to watch next. And then eventually Aclone comes in with a big ass speaker. Now this is probably like oh yeah, it didn't fit in the fridge. That cake was too big. Even the personal size cake, it was too big. So we couldn't put it away. But oh my god, as we're sifting through videos like an hour and a half in, like we finished the Refrescas, we finished the Heinekens. Gravy Jones pulls up and he brings in the LeBron, and we're like, all right, I guess we gotta taste a little bit of the LeBron liqueur. So we're sipping. And we're a little bit gone at this point. And, you know, hour and a half in, Aclone like knocks on the door, vibes out a little bit. And behind him, like in his hand, is a big ass speaker. And he's like, bros, who's trying to karaoke right now? And in the room, we have sauced up Twang. We have sauced up Werb. Ryer is the most drunk I've ever seen in his life. Me and Rysera are just chilling on the side, right? Like we're vibing out. You know, observing the shenanigans. You know, Sifu left a long time ago, right? So our whimsy, you know, kind of disappeared. But, you know, everyone is having a damn good time. They're like, let's fucking do it, karaoke, yeah! So they set it up. You know, the Bluetooth connects to the speaker, and Aclone is just playing karaoke tracks from his phone. And let me find you these damn videos, man. Holy shit. Like, they are insane. Oh, I don't have this one down. Okay, I'll just download it now. Refresh my downloads. There we go. Walk away, nothing more to say. See the lightning in your eyes. See them running for their lives. It actually does not sound that loud in this video, but I swear to you, in the moment, it's like 200 or 300% as loud. But let me show you a video that captures the mania a little bit better. Hold on. I got this shit bookmarked from Mr. Twang. Your eyes look so distraught. Because I am, man. I am distraught. Mo is so cooked here, man. The video in the background. This is what is the name of this video? It's Tiny Dancer, but you only know the chorus, and it's a full 4-minute video. It's the most awkward shit in my life. It's actually kind of really funny. An unforgettable night I will never remember. That's what I was gonna say. We pan over to the right side here. This Ryer, Mr. Karaoke, is cringe guy. And all of a sudden, you know, everybody's chanting Gravy Jones. What are you supposed to say? No? The vibes were too good, man. He's on his phone just to scream Gravy Jones. Shit was so sick, man. And Twang's caption, we getting a noise complaint with this one, fellas. Somehow, we actually avoided a noise complaint. That being said, you could hear this shit like from the elevators. Like when me and Rysera went downstairs to just like get some air, it was still like permeating throughout the entire hallway. And we were on the 4th floor. And this person said, I think I heard y'all from 328. So not only did it permeate vertically, I think that was like 3 rooms over. So like, Dude, the armor pen on the Gravy Jones karaoke was just, it was going insane. The fact that we didn't get kicked out of the room that evening was insane. I actually cannot believe that it lasted this long without repercussion. But that brings us to mid karaoke, where a certain someone gets a DM from a certain Big Black. And they're like, guys, holy shit. They're like, what? And we assumed like someone got like a noise complaint or there was like, you know, some issue. He's like, Big Black responded. We're like, holy shit, tell him the room number right now. He's like, he's on his way. BB walks in. And unironically, we all just fell to our knees. We've been looking for this dude the entire fucking night. Werb spent 30 minutes in a Publix looking for this damn chocolate cake unspecified by Shaylee. What flavor? What size? What is the occasion? Does he even like cake? Like, yeah, actually, the only question he answered was that last one. So we're fucking 1 out of 4. And we're like, dude, we might never get this cake to him. Like, we're gonna wake up in the morning, check out, and have to throw out a whole ass cake. BB responds, comes to the room, and we're like, life is so good. We fall to our knees. Werb pulls up and hands him the chocolate cake. The side quest we've been waiting for 3 hours to fulfill finally checked off of our journal. But Mocha just chilling in the bathroom obviously did not know that this was gonna happen. So I forget who took the picture from behind all of us, but we fell to our knees, and you can just see Mocha like, what the hell is everybody on about out here? What's going on? What happened? But BB was very happy about his cake. But the funniest part, and perhaps the most bittersweet part of it all, we were like, BB, do you like cake? He's like, yeah, I like cake. I'm a cake enthusiast, I guess. I could eat a cake. And we're like, okay, but what's your favorite flavor? He's like, he looks at the cake, sees it's chocolate, looks at the rest of the room, just like staring at him, like longingly, expectantly, waiting on the answer. And he's like, I would go for vanilla over chocolate personally, but I still like chocolate. And we're like, no! We lost the 50-50, man. If you said something like, oh yeah, my favorite kind of cake is like Oreo ice cream cake, or like a strawberry with like ganache or something fancy, we'd be like, oh, there's nothing we could have done. There's no way we're finding that shit at a Publix. But like, he said vanilla is my favorite. I was like, fuck. There's a universe where we roll 100%, but he still seemed very happy about his cake. And I don't have the tweet up of this, but one of the tweets that has this picture, because there's like 5 of them out there, one of those tweets has a quote tweet from someone that reads out, oh, so this is where Big Black got that cake. Like, he would just not explain where he got it. I'm like, he brought it around to other rooms? He just paraded this shit as a trophy? He's like, yo, look at this cake I got. And he just like refused to elaborate to other people. That's the best part about it, man. But yeah, BB eventually got his cake. We got cooked. Did not get cooked for karaoke, and then ended up, moving into the main lobby eventually while everybody kept on booling. But yeah, that was Climax of Night 2024. It was pretty fun. I'm glad that I ended up stopping by. Glad that I got to do some commentary over there, of course, to hang out and yap about some uni with some good friends. But, in particular, I think pulling up to Georgia and seeing Climax of Night for the first time, like, firsthand, I gotta say, the vibes were so damn good, man. Like, even when I was just seeing other people pass by each other, and be super excited to see, each other after so long, the way that Tabby described it was calling Climax of Night kind of this, like, family reunion. And I'm like, you've been in the FPN scene for a while, so I can imagine why you might say that, right? Like, everyone wants to say that about the big major for their scene. But as I was walking around, I'm like, nah, man, this FPN shit gets serious. Like, again, I'm still very much a newcomer to the scene, despite how kind people have been with, wrapping me into the fold. And I am quite grateful of it. But, just like hanging out, seeing everybody so excited to see each other, whether it's like, oh, I'm here with my like locals group, or like, oh, I haven't seen this person since fucking Climax 2, or someone came up to me and they were like, you know, we were thinking about not hosting, you know, one of the earlier climaxes, like cutting it off super early. And then this person was like, yeah, I convinced Shinobi to just give it one more year. And then we ended up making it like, you know, 3 more. I was like, holy shit. Like, I'm learning so much of this lore, right? That happened before I was ever involved and before I was ever, you know, even considering playing Uni as a game, let alone commentating it. So it was very cool to see, you know, getting to see a lot of the lore and the history and the camaraderie unfold firsthand, and also getting to see the rest of my homies, you know, and just bool out. So Climax was very fun. Hopefully if you guys got to see me there, it was a fun experience for you as well. And yeah, I'll see you guys for the next one, since there's gonna be the last one, Climax of Night 2025. So make sure to stop on by and keep your eyes peeled for whenever that ends up happening.